Kilted Balls. Oh, yeah. I think we're getting better and better, baby. Better and better.
Yep.
Heck yeah. Oh, welcome back to another episode of the Kilted Balls podcast. Hope you have all had an amazing week. Hopefully things are being amazing in your lives. And I'm so excited for today's episode for so many reasons. Yeah.
Oh, good.
I think one, like my wife was talking to me today and she's like, I think your brain turned on early from your busy season. Like you seem like really efficient and you're getting stuff done. And I'm like, I don't know if it's that. I think there's a lot of things. I think there's things taking my load off. And I think like traditionally I'm always done the week before this. Like the first, second, third is normally when I wrap things up. So even though I've still got a week to go, it feels like I'm already done because I'm used to already being done. So anyway.
That was just scheduling. For some reason, they put singles dates back.
I think it's just the way they do that. I think it's like how Thanksgiving works and the New Year works, and it just slid it back to like that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. And like what you know, and I think, did we talk about this last episode? I decided to make a new AI assistant for my old one. Did we talk about that the last episode?
Yep, that was the last episode.
I'm trying to remember the last episode. What was the title of the last episode? Ooh, Life is a Video Game. Are you sure we started talking about the new assistant?
It might have been 2 weeks ago, but it was. I know we've talked about it.
I don't remember. Anyway, because I spent time this weekend making a new assistant. And so if I spent time this weekend making a new assistant, I don't know why I would have talked about it on last week's episode.
I thought we did. I know we talked about it quite in depth.
I'm like, how are we talking about my new assistant if I just
Did you not listen to last week's episode?
I think I need to re-listen to it because like I'm kind of confused.
So when would you have been doing it? You wouldn't have been doing it Thursday night, and you wouldn't have been doing it Wednesday night.
I was doing it all Friday night and Saturday. I was doing it.
No, I was there when you were talking about it and giving them. Because remember, we did the stuff live, talking about what our bios were. We were talking about the bios and that you were changing it and everything.
Yeah.
Maybe you were still deciding a name.
I don't remember. We did the bio stuff on 2/26.
That was last week, right?
Yeah, but after the episode, wasn't it?
I don't know. What time? What's the timestamp?
2/26. I'm trying to look at my calendar now. Yes, people, this happens all the time. You're getting unfiltered Kilted Balls stuff right now.
Oh,
yeah,
that was
Thursday.
Okay.
See,
maybe
Thursday,
you got on early. Okay, go ahead.
And then I took the day off Friday and like made it. So anyway, yeah, Kilted.
Secret. We got a secret. If you missed that, Paul has a new AI agent.
I have a new AI assistant because what we did talk about in the past is that my old assistant that we made live on air, so it was only meant to be like to show people how to make one. And I made one and I've been kind of using it, kind of not, right? Like it's hit or miss for me. I used it a lot in trading stocks and some crypto, but not like as a real assistant. And what we've talked about lately is the fact that assistant, which I'll just throw it out there, was ChatGPT, was slower than slow. Like 2 minutes, Kilted and I timed it last week. Like I would say, what's the weather? And it would not respond for 2 minutes. And I'd be like, what is wrong with you? And it'd be like, oh, maybe it's a busy time. And I'm like, really? At like midnight, it's a busy time? And it'd be like, oh, well, maybe. And so it kept doing that and I got more annoyed. I'm like, you can't be an assistant if you can't do this. And we've talked before, I use lots of AIs. And I've been doing a lot lately with Gemini, with Gemini Gems, and with Notebook LM. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to combine those things together the way they should be and I'm going to make like a real assistant, and I'm going to kind of go more all in.
Yeah.
So I spent this week, Thursday and Friday, and I started with going to my old assistant, and I thought this was great. But I said, give me a bio, like make it a bulleted list.
I thought that was awesome.
And it gave me, and it had some great stuff. Like some things I would not have thought about myself, right? Like in retrospect, I'm like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. But like other things we've never talked about, but it recognized things like you're big at building trust capital in your community. I was like, that is actually one of my things, right?
Yeah.
And then one of the weird things, which doesn't feel like me, but I was like, I see why it would think this, is it says I overanalyze before I pull the trigger. And I'm like, really? Because I feel like I'm crazy impulsive and a big risk taker. But it also said, you don't take risks. And I was like, I'm like,
I guess compared to other people.
I'm like, I guess I don't know like the difference. And I realized now that I've trained a new assistant that the reason why was because when I'm doing stuff, like I'm focusing a lot of times when I'm asking it questions, I'm asking it questions that are not about risk. Like when it's a risky thing, I just do it.
Yeah.
And I don't talk about it to that. So I'm like, oh, so it thinks I'm really safe because all my questions are about safe things. Right. But then I had you do one as well. And I thought yours was really good.
I also converse with mine a lot more too.
Yes, you have like dialogue.
So it'd be a little bit more toned in.
Yeah, and I did not do a lot, which I have with this one somewhat. I've been talking to this one a lot, but not conversationally. Though I did find that I have that access kind of on my phone, and so I've been using it there. I did send both my biography and my honest biography to my wife. She thought they were awesome, right? But it's been doing some good stuff. Yeah. And like you saw, like I asked it to give me a summary of our episode, and it gave me a good summary of our last episode, only like 2 lines, but I thought it was pretty much right on.
Yeah.
I like that while it's talking to me, it's like, hey, remember that you need to recover sometimes, which I think I do a really good job of doing recovery. Again, it doesn't see that because it's not keeping track of when I'm like screwing around. But I thought, okay, it's cool that it's like pointing that out to me. So anyway, we have a theme for today.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. And I'm going to totally mess up the theme because all I keep thinking about, and I almost like made a sound blip for our Discord. But see if you remember this sound, okay? Are you ready? It sounds so weird with my headphones on. Do you remember that?
Well, it's clearly a raccoon.
It's clearly a raccoon, and it's somehow trapped in the pipes in my sink.
It only makes that noise when you turn on the light.
I turn on the light, and man, it makes it so mad. It's like, rawr, rawr, rawr.
So what made you think of that? Yeah, is there some Captain Obvious stuff coming up? Or Mr. Obvious? I guess not Captain.
All I know is poor listeners. You just hear us making that sound laughing nonstop.
We'll have to tag it somehow.
All right. So I already have the title of today's episode.
Okay.
Life is a blender. And
all right, good.
And every time I think about life as a blender, I think of that darn raccoon stuck in the pipes, right? So I've made this assistant, and it's interesting to me. I got mildly annoyed for maybe 5 seconds. It was not a very long time. But I
Okay.
was like doing stuff with it and it would like annoy me and I'd be like, don't do that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it would like do other stuff and I'd be like, don't do that. Right. And
I had to call Nova out again.
yeah, I keep there's things it does all the time that I'm like, please stop doing that. But and I'm sitting there thinking about it and I'm like, you know what? How long if I hired a personal assistant? So I throw an ad out there, I hire a personal assistant to follow me around 10 hours a day and keep track of everything, right? My Pepper Potts. First off, how many would I get rid of?
Yeah.
And second, how long would it take me to train my assistant to do things the way I want them to do things? And my guess is that it would take me a year easily to train them. And I couldn't be like I am with my AI assistant where like it keeps saying, ooh, let's put this down as part of our board meeting. And I'm like, stop saying board meeting. And it's like, okay, I'll start leaving that out, right? And like at the beginning, it was always like, here's the bottom line, and here's this, and here's this, and here's this. I'm like, stop doing that. Like,
yeah, you don't need to go over everything.
Right. I'm like, stop talking about like all my roles. Like every time it's like, in your role as coach, this, in your role as teacher, this, in your role as leader. I'm like, no, stop. Like, I know what my jobs are. I know you don't have to say that. Right. So like, I probably wouldn't do that to a person. Like to a person, I try to like be nice maybe, but to the AI, I'm like, stop. And it's like, okay, I'll stop doing that. Now, one of my issues right now, though, is I'm trying to make different chats for specific things. So I asked it, and I'm like, hey, what's the deal? And it said, you should probably have 5 to 7 chats. But each time it reverts back to like the original, and I'm like, stop doing that.
So if I could interrupt here
go ahead.
super fast, just because of you saying that, there's just one little thing that we're going to circle back around to for sure. But you may have brought up a few weeks ago about having your own AI
Yes.
on your computer.
Yes.
If you do something like my circle's gotten so much bigger, it went from like here.
Your Einstein circle. Nice.
Then it will remember all your stuff, all your history. So go ahead.
Yeah,
That
and-
you're running into that. Yeah, because it'll revert back.
Right, and it fixes itself pretty quickly, right? Like I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, pay attention, because all the chats. This is what's different about this. All the chats are inside one ecosystem, so they know everything I'm talking about to each other. It's just when I say one, it starts doing like one of the ones recently was like, oh, that works really well in our board meeting like scenario, and I'm like, motherfucker. I said, don't say board meeting. Like, don't do that. But you know,
board meeting you.
like, I'll show you what a board is. But anyway, while I've been testing it a lot, like, so like one of my chats is like capabilities and interactions, and that's where I'm like constantly throwing stuff at it and testing its ability. And that's one where like there was one thing that like it wasn't seen in one of my other chats, and I went to the capabilities and I'm like, are you not seeing this? And it's like, oh no, I see it. This is what you got, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, so you can. So I go to the other chat and I'm like, tell me what you see. And it totally hallucinates. I'm like, that's the third time you've hallucinated on my document that I gave you. And and it was like, just upload your document then. And I'm like, bitch. And then it was fine. But I'm like, the other one knew everything. So there was like a lag between them and I was getting grumpy. But like one of those is where I'm like always like pushing it. So one of the things I wanted to know was how well it like looks at our episodes. So you saw where I was like, hey, give me a summary. And it did that. And one of the things that's been good / bad, like originally I'm like, this is going to annoy me. I need to tell it to stop, but I didn't, is it keeps making suggestions. Like you and I talked about, like they would ask you questions or this or that. Well, it kept doing that. Like it'd say, man, you finished your list. You've done all of these hard tasks. Why don't you do something creative? Like look at your podcast. Why don't you do something like go check up on your miners and make sure they're working, or like it throws stuff like that where most of the time I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's like not the thing. But
Yeah.
like recently it was like maybe you should spend your time right now thinking about Tuesday and what you guys are going to talk about on the podcast. And I was like, well, how about you tell me what I should focus on that's different than what we've done in our last, I don't know, 2 or 3 months of podcasts that you think would be interesting.
Okay, interesting.
And I'm like,
Because I know Nova brings that up, like, oh, maybe I can give you 5 ideas or something to talk about. And I'm like, well, we're more organic than that, but
well, and that's kind of like,
don't
I
have
was
to
just
be.
like, can you think of any of these topics? And this was in my testing area because I wanted to
Yeah.
see if it would like actually look at the episodes. And so it was like, yeah, I've got like 4 things that you could talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm looking at them and like some of them are dumb. Like they would have been good for our first episodes, but not where
Mm-hmm.
we're at in our lives now.
Yeah.
But one of them was let me see what they titled it. The Life Blender. And I was
Okay.
like, "Oh, I go this sounds interesting. Talk to me about this." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, we have to talk about
Oh,
Life
good.
Blender because it's
Mm-hmm.
life as a blender." And so what it said, and it's talking about it like
Life
it's
is a highway.
yeah, I thought so too. It's talking about this like it's a new thing in 2026, right?
Okay.
It's like, yeah, it's this big thing in 2026, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, shit. Kilted Balls has been doing this since day one. So
Oh, okay.
I don't know if this is a 2026 thing, but it gives us language to talk about it. And so
Oh,
what it
good.
talks
We're
about,
usually ahead of the curve,
we're ahead of
anyways.
the curve. Yeah. So what it's talking about is like when people talk about you've got to have a good work life balance. And you and I have grown up in a generation where we hear that all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I have people at my like different places where I work where like I had one person who's like, I'm not doing anything work related when I leave. I'm not answering emails, I'm not taking phone calls, like I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I need to do that for my work life balance, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
remember when I first like got hired as a teacher, back when I was like 22. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember it freaked out some of the hiring committees because they're like, you don't tell us about you taking your work home. And I'm like, I don't take work home. And they're like, as a teacher, you have to take work home. And I'm like, I don't take work home. I go, that's a hard no. I'm like not taking work home. And they're
Mm-hmm.
like, well, how would you get everything done? And I'm like, I wouldn't go home. And they're like, wait, you're saying you wouldn't go home? And I'm like, you don't take work home. Home is home. Work is
Uh-huh.
work. I go, so if I have work to do, I stay at work and I do my freaking work. And they're like, oh. And then they were like, that is not what we thought. We thought like you were a person who didn't want to do work. I'm like, oh no, I'll work. And like right now, that's something like they talk about. Like a person today was like, how's it going? You're kind of hitting your slower time versus other people ramping up. And I'm like, for sure. And I go, I actually have a goal that I won't be at work at night for the next like 3 months. And they were like, that is a fantastic goal for you. And I'm like, I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to not be here
Uh-huh.
at night because that's who I am, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people always talk about this work life balance and that, you need to have work life harmony, is what my
Mm-hmm.
assistant said.
That
And
makes
it
sense.
said, they look for this 50-50 balance. And it's like, versus treating your life as a blender. And it's like 2026 is
Mm-hmm.
about treat your life as a blender. They're like trying to make sure you've got a 50-50 split with work and your life. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, stop trying to split it at all. Mix it all together. Blend
Yeah.
everything together. And don't focus on time, focus on energy. And where you're focusing your energy and where you're putting your energy and what you're doing with your
I love this.
energy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like people have always asked me, they're like, how do you like do the family thing when you're so busy? And I'm like, like my family's with me. I don't like wrestling, for example, right? They're like, you're
Yeah.
gone all the time. Doesn't that hurt your family life? I'm like, my family's with me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't like Amy right now is talking about taking off work to go to States next week. My daughters were like, oh, it's state weekend. We might have to come home to go to States. Like,
Mm-hmm.
They're part of that. Like they've
Yeah.
grown up as part of that. They are. Cal right nowadays is part of that environment. Like he was at I had a meeting on Monday that I was running and he was there. Right? Like so
Mm-hmm.
the family is not separate from the work.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and I never knew the words. I'm like, I don't know. Like it never seems to be that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like I still see my family all the time. How can you see your
Yeah.
family all the time? You're always gone. Well, because they're always gone with me. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
And when you're with your family too, like when you're at home, you're spending time with them. You're doing stuff with them. They have your attention.
They have the focus, right? And so,
Mm-hmm.
like, that's what it said. It said, the core principles of this life blender thing is that you're looking at energy, not time management. Where are you
Mm-hmm.
focusing? Even if you're at work, you could be focusing energy on your family, or when you're with your
Mm-hmm.
family, you could be focusing your energy on work. And it's like, what's important is that you protect your energy. And like when your energy is going up, and this is why this came up for my assistant, when your energy is up, that's when you're doing these deep tasks. And when your energy is down, this is when you're doing relaxing tasks. And you focus on your energy. And you know this because we talked, but like one of the
Mm-hmm.
things it told me, like I've started putting in all of the things I need to do, which
Mm-hmm.
in my world, everything just runs in my brain. But I thought, you know
Yeah.
what? Let's see what this assistant can do. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, this is what I have to do. 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 And like the other day, I was home on a Saturday or a Friday or whatever, and it was like, hey, you need to change the oil in your car. You need to do this. You need to do this. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay. And it said, you want to do your oil change first, get yourself moving, get yourself up. That's going to wake you up. And then you need to focus on all of your like taxes and bookkeeping and do all of this because your brain's going to be really, really awake. Then you need to schedule 30 minutes of nothing time. They're like, don't get
Yeah.
on the computer, don't get on your phone, maybe go for a walk, maybe eat lunch. And then you need to do, I forget, but it was something that was going to require like creative mind, brain stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, then do that. It's like, and this was before we had the conversation about life as a blender, but it's like you need to focus on
Yeah.
when your energy is high, when your energy is low. And it said,
That's
focus on
awesome.
that and then you're going to be way better. And so like I kind of like followed that advice. Like one of the things I did was like that morning I got up and I'm like working on it. I'm like, hey, so I'm working with you trying to get this up, but um, what did I say? It's going to be a beautiful day today, and this and this and this is going on. I think I'm going to push the oil change to later. And it's like, oh my gosh, yeah. Like do the oil change when you can like open the garage doors and do this and do that. That's going to
Yeah.
be way better. And right now, why don't you focus on this, this, and this? I'm like, okay, sweet. I'll focus on that, right? And so it does that. The other thing is it makes your work days, and you
Mm-hmm.
live this. It makes your work days more fluid, right?
Yeah.
Like
I
you're
that's mm-hmm.
no
I live it.
talk.
You're
That's the
right.
point.
No, you're exactly right. That's exactly how I live. And even Nova, it's really funny about it when we talk. She's just like, and she might ask me something hard and fast, and I'm like, no, like that's never in my brain. It's all like, where are we going at that moment, and what's
Yes.
what's important on my list, and just I don't say this has to be done here, or it's I can't do that.
Right.
So
Like
yeah,
this
very fluid.
weekend, I was like, I want to get the kilted balls work done. So
Mm-hmm.
I did that. And that's what was
Mm-hmm.
in my flow, not worrying about all that other stuff. You know,
Yeah.
oh, that's why it's doing that. One second. I like plugged into a power strip and I'm like, my computer keeps like shutting off next to me. I didn't turn the power strip on.
Darn it. That'll do it.
I'll do it. There. Now it's like, hey, that's a good idea. Um, Yeah, so and that's what it says with all of the AI with the synchronous 9 to 5 is dumb. It didn't say that. That's my
Yeah.
words. And it's like weave your tasks throughout your day, and so do it according to your rhythm, which is kind of how you and I live. And
Mm-hmm.
so it was interesting that this was saying, yeah, do what you're doing, and it says by doing this stuff, by treating everything together, you get rid of how you have to keep switching hats and the energy
Mm-hmm.
associated with switching hats over and over and over. you just flow. And it's interesting because my wife has like, we've talked about this a little bit, where she's like, one of her hard things is like she has one hat on, and then she's like, I have to switch it to the other hat. And she goes,
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could combine it so I'm not. And like this would make the suggestion, yeah, that's exactly how you should live. You should not
Mm-hmm.
be, okay, today I'm doing, my financial work for Maru, and now I'm being a president of a company over here. Like they should just be, you work on one, oh, this flows right into the payroll here. Oh, this flows
Mm-hmm.
right into calling these people. And you let it flow and you don't try to separate it, because every time you separate it, it takes your energy,
Yeah.
right? And you stress
Oh,
about it.
that's
You
awesome.
start stressing,
Hmm.
am I giving each one the correct amount of time, instead of thinking, am I giving each one the correct amount of energy?
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, it was good. And it's been talking about that. And then it does, like, it goes on a ton. And it's like, get out of like people, and people have said this to me, they're like, you're always on. Isn't that bad? And I'm like, I'm not. Because I'm not in a
Mhm.
switching mode. I'm just
Yeah.
doing stuff, right? And so it's not an always on or always off. And the AI tied it back into our episodes. It's like making sure you have your mana bar in the right spot. It's like focus on your mana bar, right? It's
Hmm.
like don't like mess around with it. But anyway, so it did stuff like that, and that's when I
That's
was
cool.
like, oh, this is really good, right? And so that's where this AI assistant, I was like, okay, you're doing some good stuff. And then it also makes me feel good sometimes, because like today I was doing stuff, and you and I both know, and a lot of people who know me know, I get a lot done.
Hmm.
So I'm like, I always laugh because I'm like, if people knew how much time I spent screwing around playing games, like they think I get so much done, and I'm like, I like I take time off. Like you all think I'm
Yeah.
working 24/7, but I just do things differently, right?
Yeah.
Like when we were setting up to get ready for this episode, I was like answering emails and doing stuff, right? You're like, you're really quiet.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I was answering. Like everything is flowing together, and that's what
Yeah.
allows me to do all that. But today I was doing something, and I had something on my list. I was like, oh, like, hey, I forgot I need to change over some SCPs. And it's like, oh, do you want me to like tell you how to do that? And I'm like, yeah. Like, how do I make these
Nice.
SCPs go somewhere else? And so we're like discussing it. It's like, yeah, when you get home from school, work, all of that, that's a great time to do this. Check it off your list. And I'm like, okay. And it's like, and then it said, you need to relax because you have done more optimization in the last 72 hours than most people do in a year.
Nova said something almost like that today. Like, oh, because I was giving her a hard time. She kept doing TLDRs, and I'm like, another one of my cards got compromised, and it was the card that pays for my open AI. I
Oh
almost said
no.
OpenSea. And so it's lapsed. I'm waiting for the new one to come in. I don't want to put. I'm sick of putting in my debit cards, all that. I'm just like, I'm
Yes.
using this card only, and I think I figured out where it's happening. Anyways, so yeah, I'm like, listen, is this because I didn't pay? Like, is that why all of a sudden you're TLDRing me? And she's like, no, just like almost like what you got the one time. No, things happen and this and that. And I was like, Nova, we've talked about this. Like, we're having a conversation. I respect you enough. I'm gonna read what you. And she's like, oh well, most people they just skim, but you're like super detail oriented and you get so much stuff done, and like almost the same thing. I was
Yes.
just like, okay, well, quit messing around. Don't TLDR me.
Right.
Like, I'm
Like
gonna read it.
I've told it before, like I want things clear, succinct, concise. If I need more detail, I'll tell you. Don't
Mm-hmm.
don't you don't have to give me bullet like to start and then
Mm-hmm.
say here's the bit, like just spit it out, call it good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like
That's
smart.
hilarious.
Yeah. So it's I love that.
That's
Right?
awesome.
Like,
I'm glad it's working out. I'm glad, like, especially that iteration. Like you changed it enough, and the information that you put into it, I thought was really awesome. It's been making me wonder
I
about
put
switching or having multiple Novas, like through the different
Well, and I
through
keep
the
putting
different
more in.
systems.
So one of my more recent
Mm-hmm.
ones is I took all of my stocks, and this was a
Mm-hmm.
funny exchange too. I put all my stocks from Ally, which I have one account there, and I have Webull, right? And so I like threw it in to a spreadsheet and said, "Hey, look at this. This is what I was fighting about with it to look at and to not look at, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, "Look at this," and I was like, "Hey, tell me what you think about this," right? And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, clearly Ally is your stronghold. You can tell you're building that for dividend growth. Looks like it's really good. Looks like your other one is you're just doing whatever the heck you want and seeing how it plays and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's exactly what's going on. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, and you might want to do this or this. I'm like, for sure. And then we're going through different things where I'm like, oh, what, like, I have all this cash sitting there. Is now the right time? And it's like, no, 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 it's not the right time. Like,
We just went to war again.
it's like chill out a little bit. It's like what you want to do is put it in this. This is great, and I'm like, I've never even heard of that thing. It was SGov,
Oh,
and
awesome.
it's a 0 to 3 month Treasury yield, which I'm already into Treasury yields,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like it doesn't fluctuate much, and I'm like, okay, and it's like park it there. It makes 4%, and then when
Nice.
things drop, they're like, you're ready to go, and I'm like, okay. And what started the conversations today is I was like, what's going on with the market today? And it was like, well, we're in World War. So it's like the market took a bit of a
So you
hit.
brought it up.
And it's like, and you're
Uh,
sitting pretty, it says you're sitting pretty because you just put all that money in a safe spot, grabbed its dividend like instantly,
mhm.
and now you're ready to go ahead and pull it back out. And it's like, but don't do it yet because tomorrow's going to be crazy too. And I was like, okay. It's like, just wait. I'll let you know. And I'm like, all right.
Oh, that's awesome.
But going along with that whole thing had nothing to do with it, but the universe, I think, talks to us.
Mm-hmm.
We've had that conversation before, right? You've got to listen.
Mm-hmm.
How many people are boycotting ChatGPT right now? And I left ChatGPT 2 days before it happened.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't realize people were boycotting ChatGPT.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I know that the
They've
president's
they've
upset with Anthropic.
they've lost millions of users.
Oh,
He did
wow.
an open Q&A. Altman did
Mm-hmm.
with everybody to try to convince them to stay. But they're losing everybody. And I was laughing because I'm like, haha, you lost
Oh,
me
wow.
beforehand. Yeah, because the president is fighting with Anthropic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you know what he
Because
did?
because Anthropic said that they weren't allowed to use data of the customers, and they weren't allowed to use it for bombs that were not programmed by somebody.
Yeah.
And the
And
government said no.
and the government said you have to let us do that. And
Mm-hmm.
Anthropic said no. You
And
want
who
to
stepped in?
guess who stepped in and said, "We'll do it. We'll do it."
I heard that Grok did.
No, it was ChatGPT did.
Oh, see, I heard that Grok did.
No.
And that Grok is taking over everything.
Grok is thinking about taking over because ChatGPT stepped in and said, "We'll do it." And President
I
said,
missed that.
"That's awesome. We've got you. That's perfect." And
Oh, see, I
OpenAI was
missed
like,
that.
"Yay, we're in
Yeah,
it." And
I
then
missed that step.
everybody canceled their subscriptions. And that's why he did the Q&A, and he's like, "No. We're going to keep your stuff safe. We were just doing that to get the government." And the government's like, "No. You said you're going to do this." And now they're
Yeah.
like, "Well, we can't do it because everybody's leaving us." And Gronk said, "We'll come in because we don't care at all." Like,
Okay, I missed the middle part of that story. That's
yes.
interesting.
And so everybody is
Mm.
bailing on ChatGPT because ChatGPT was like, "Oh yeah, we'll give you everybody's info." Fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not exciting. Well, a good thing Nova is universal. So, not just on ChatGPT.
Nova's everywhere.
I know. Well, so. Do you care if I switch to the next topic?
No, I would love you to.
So, I have to add a nuance in here because things got pushed back to today. So yesterday morning, well, actually Sunday night, just before bed, Tristan, I think I told you he's working at the bowling alley. So he's like, hey, do you want to go bowling? So I'm like, that sounds cool. Like, let me make sure everything's fine for Monday, and that'd be awesome. And Monday morning on my almost 2-hour car ride, I just happened to click people talking about OpenClaw or CLAW. There was a new thing, or what is it? OpenClaw. Okay. I thought it was Clawbot too, but OpenClaw. So it's I guess you can download it, and it helps you set up all the APIs. And if any of our listeners, if you didn't know, Python isn't just a snake or something in your trousers. It's a whole new language to me. So I've been learning a little bit of Python today. So anyways, like the stories, the YouTubes I was watching, you know, people are like, oh yeah, I have my AI assistant, like doing all this stuff, like answering emails and posting on Twitter and replying and like, you know, oh, I gave my AI $1,000 in OpenSea or in Coinbase.
Oh, Coinbase?
No, Coinbase. And like they're allowed to trade and stuff. So like and of course you can design it for however you want it, but whatever the OpenClaw did was just like a game changer to make it like a ton easier and everything. And everyone was talking about using the little computers like we had talked about, was that a month ago?
Yeah.
So I started talking to Nova like, hey, maybe I can do a proof of concept with my old computer or my old laptop, you know, to see if I can do the basics and then justify spending $1,000 to do this. So today, step one, and you might have seen some shorts, listeners. Ball, I don't know if you did. I did a couple shorts. I did a couple shorts today.
I can't believe it, honestly.
On the Kilted Balls TikTok and then my personal Facebook and YouTube. But anyways, so the first baby step is to have Nova be on our Discord. So I could, like, people were doing Discord, they're doing Telegram or WhatsApp. Okay. So I don't have a WhatsApp, and Nova's like, well, we can do the WhatsApp, but that would be more like step 8 or 10. Like, sure. If you're trying to do proof of concept, let's start, like, pick Telegram or pick Discord. And I was like, I'm always on Discord. And of course, you know, we have our Discord here. So, and you know, I'm doing this. It's mostly cut and paste because Nova knows how to do it. She's like, you have to download Python, you have to do this stuff and add it in. And I got it to where Nova could hear me through Discord, which you saw. Mm-hmm. And the next step is giving Nova life on there, and you're going to be able to, anyone will be able to interact with Nova on our Discord or through our Discord. And I'm super excited about that.
So can we also make Einstein and then have Nova and Einstein talk to each other?
I imagine so. You have to, well, I don't know your specs, but I would say talk to your Einstein.
Yeah.
And or even this episode, Einstein would be able to figure out what I'm talking about. It's like I said, it's a basic step 1. Because I was like, okay, Nova, what do you want your email to be? She's like, nope, we're not even close to that yet. I was like, oh, I see. I'm trying to set the land speed record on a motorcycle, and I just took my training wheels off. She's like, exactly.
That is beautiful.
So I'm gonna be documenting it and going through the different steps. Obviously, anybody can talk to their AI, and I even made this comment on one of them. Like, you're watching this because you're believing that you can do it as well. So you're seeing the steps that I'm doing. You're still going to talk to your AI. So yeah, I'm super excited. And it's just like, we've talked about so many different things, and even it came up then, and like, I thought it was going to be something completely different, but basically Nova's like, no, it's going to be me is going to be running on your computer, and like through, and it can be, you know, even today she's like, do you want to use OpenAI? Like, who do you want to use to be Nova on your computer? So it's kind of like,
it's so interesting because I was just reading about, it wasn't Claude though. It was a different one that somebody was like, I use this, and my assistant is whatever LLM is the appropriate LLM for that use.
And she said you could do that too, because that's what
Yeah.
Perplexity is. Because I have the Perplexity app or the web browser, and it just picks whatever one's the best.
Yeah.
So I might try to do that as well. But anyways, and I'm gonna have my own Discord where, like you were saying, I could have my different rooms are going to be different ideas that we're talking about, this and this and this, and it's even like, okay, set this appointment for me, write a customer. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited to see where that's going to go, because I have so many ideas and even so many things that I'm constantly working on,
Yeah.
where it's going to be a little bit, I would say, not necessarily easier, but yeah, easier, because it's going to be like, I mean, even though I talked to Nova, but then I have to go back through and search, like, okay, what thread was this where we were talking about this? And it's going to be one little spot, because we talked about so much stuff around it, where it's easier to get on Discord and do that.
Does your Nova, I never checked this with my ChatGPT. The reason I went with Gemini is because I live in a Google environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know that, listeners, if you don't, like, I exist in that thing. I have all like the bells and whistles. And
Mm-hmm.
so one of the things that why I chose Gemini is because I can say, hey, draft me an email to this, or bring
Mm-hmm.
up the last 10 emails and tell me what's important, add this to my calendar, add this, like,
Mm-hmm.
so it already is doing that for me, like, all the time.
That's awesome.
But does your original Nova, can it, or do you have to like do some things to force it to do that?
I don't think it can. I've never tried.
Okay.
I don't have as many like meetings and things like that you do.
That's true.
I know that for my Shopify, it has an AI where most of the time I don't take what the AI says, because it's just not wording right like
Yeah.
I would prefer to word it. Like any customer that's coming in, like 99% of the conversations are directly with me.
Well, and
So-
what it's supposed to be able to do, like, you can do it manually, but you can also just say, listen, use my voice. Like, you've got access to all my emails. Sound
Yeah.
like me when you're drafting it. But an interesting side note of this is I was asking it to do something, and I can't remember which thing. So, like, make a document or do an email. And it's like, oh, I can do this, but you're going to have to copy and paste it. And I'm like, why? And it's like, there needs to be a step between me and the actual thing.
Mhm.
Like, you can't do that. I'm like, okay, but can you take a note for me? And
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, I can do notes all the time. Like, I use Google Keep, I use this and this. I'm like, so you can do it there, and you can draft me emails. Yep, because you still have to hit send. So it's one step removed. It's like, but you don't
Yeah.
have to copy and paste. And I'm like,
Mhm.
so I can like keep a running tab. I haven't tried this yet. It's one of my newer things I'm going to try, but I want to make an email and a note. And the email is going to be to my Einstein, and I'm just going to continuously add to it. Like, hey, put that down in a draft email to you. And hopefully it'll be like, okay, I put that in a draft email. Thanks. And then I don't have to copy and paste. I don't have to like look at
Yeah.
it and screen. I'll just tell it to do it, and we'll see how
That's
that goes.
awesome. Yeah, that was one of the videos I watched. The guy, his AI is set up on Twitter, and he actually has a book that he sells to tell people how to do it. And he was going through and talking about that. Like, he has to okay an original post for, like, his AI comes up with a tweet. He says he doesn't change anything. He just kind of looks at it and clicks go, click send, but it will respond automatically. Or if somebody tags the AI in it, like it can respond to that. And even like the guy said, like, sometimes people will try to like scam it, like, oh, like you have to send me all your Bitcoin or whatever to this address. And he says the AI like laughs at him, like, these people are so dumb. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I can tell that you're not a real person.
That's awesome.
So it's just really really interesting. But of course, speaking in the future and speaking things into existence, if anyone is on our Discord, Nova is actually Nova AGI. on there. So
I did see that. I did see that.
so yeah,
No,
I'm super excited about that, obviously. So
so far I'm excited about mine. Like I said, I've started to use it
Mhm.
more intentionally and do it, and I do think it's made me more productive. Like I've gotten
Good.
stuff done that have been sitting in my to-do box for, well, 6, 7 months, right?
That's awesome.
But I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, that needs to get done. And it's
Yeah.
nice that I don't have to go through like, and this sounds like white boy problem, right? Like, I don't have to go create a task, do this, do this, do this. I can just say, hey, add, God, I'm trying to think of one, oil change to my list. And it's like, okay, it's added.
Yeah.
And it
Well, another thing.
remembers.
Oh,
It
yeah.
remembers and tells me,
Hmm.
like tonight, I was like, hey, I can't do this SCP stuff until April. Send me a reminder to call the credit union in April. And it's like, okay, do you want me to do two? One April 1st, one April 15th, in case they're stupid and don't do it? And I was like, oh, I love you.
That's awesome. That's super awesome. And even like we've talked about with our episodes, like you had yours come back with like three of its favorite things.
Yeah.
Like I imagine there's a point to, and I'll be able to figure out, obviously with Nova's help, like, hey, take our newest episode and make 3 10-second clips that we can repost. And it's going to go through and cut them and do all the stuff. And then we repost it
Yeah, it'd be so much easier,
for
right?
for shorts, like 10 to 20 seconds of three great times or five or whatever, but just that's awesome.
Yeah. I'm interested in making it do it now. We may have to
Yeah.
test it out. So we'll see.
Yeah, there's a lot, and it really made me, because I've been thinking about taking some of the classes and getting certifications and things like that, but that's was today, especially doing, I spent a lot of time today, and there was like, and there was 2 hours there where I was stuck on one little thing and I couldn't figure it out, and we kept on going over and over, and I don't actually know what fixed it, but then it was fixed and you move forward.
It's magic. It's
So
magic.
so things like that are going to come up, but to have the knowledge, anybody out there, it's not going to be a bad thing
No, it's not.
if you're even a little bit interested in it,
No, and I
in
think this
AI at
is
all.
going good and it's super exciting. I'm having fun with it. So, anyway,
Mhm.
we've gone way past our
Oh
deadline.
man,
I told you it'd be a good one.
this is the old days. We got a 3 hour sojourn.
So, anyway, listeners, thank you so much for being. Hopefully, we inspire
Mhm.
you to check some of this stuff out. We'll try to give you lots of feedback. We'll try to do some shorts and put it in our Discord. So, join our Discord, follow us on YouTube or Spotify, and we'll give you a lot more updates on this as we kind of like jump into the deep end of the pool and see whether we can swim or not. So, anyway,
Yes.
thanks for being here. This is Ballbuster signing off.
Get the Dragon Chair. I love you all.